Okay, well, I didn't want to start this, but Spirit urged me to get started. Excuse me. I am powering through some stuff that's very disturbing to me and yet releasing it so that I can be free. It's disturbing, observe it, and move it on. Just let it go. Like, okay, let it go. That even though it's disturbing, even though it's galling, even though it's mind ripping and soul crushing, could be all of those things. The thing that I'm getting is, yeah, just notate this, see this, observe that, and don't get involved in the bullshit. Don't get involved in the story. Don't get involved in the stuff that's all surrounding that, because the energy that's circulating around is a whole bunch of people that are going through their shit, and I'm taking on their assumption of whatever the fuck they're going through by aligning with it or taking it on. And I want to do that very carefully, because some of my job is to take that on and to transmute it. However, to just assume that I'm there to transmute other people's bullshit is codependent for me to believe that I'm there to save you, or worse, that they're going to show up in astral places or energetic spaces or in actual faces asking for the continued ongoing dysfunctional broke ass sick system, that please continue to support me in that vibration, in that place, in that space of less than, that I have to thieve, I have to steal, I have to rob, I have to lie, I have to muscle, and I have to manipulate and control. Man, there's a lot of very dark energy around me that is really, it's trying hard. It is definitely doubling down, and I don't know specifically who. It's a collective. It's a collective of people that just hate light, bright, lovely, anything having to do with healing and revealing. They don't like it because they got a lot to reveal, both of things that they have done and things that were done to them. That's the reason why these people do what they do, is things have been done to them. And whether they're conscious of it being done in their lifetime, if they came into this life assuming the karmic debt of a correctional problem from lifetimes ago, if they refuse to take that up as their life mission or their life path or their calling, they can do that. That's what free will is about. However, it's going to mean that their life is in direct contradiction with their soul path. And that can really be quite disturbing and bothersome, and cause people who are quite gifted and quite able to move their energy in a very positive, loving, healing kind of way, and in a knowing way, it can cause them to start choosing and assuming some roles about themselves that you're basing that on trauma. You're basing that on something that was installed by a boogeyman from somewhere else. That's all in the same system of abuse. And the age of, we don't do that anymore. The age of Aquarius is what we're doing now. Age of Pisces, let that go. It's way too slow. Our vibration is moving up. We're upgrading and we're moving on. We don't have time to sit around wondering how we're going to babysit people through their energetic awarenesses and their new leveling up or going down. And people are. I never thought that was possible, but your stagnated energy that refuses to move, I'm not going to do this, it festers, it will denude. It will, in fact, get uglier. And when we gather in a group of 3 or more, holy shit, what are you doing? Sit down, and not together as a group of evil doers, because that's really just calling in at ludicrous speed all of the things that you need to create a horrible life. I can't say that I understand that. However, I have great compassion for it. I do. And I'll push it off anyway and be relieved of it, boo, because I don't wish to acquire anybody else's debt. My own karmic debt is enough, and I've had to work through and continue to work through. Every time something comes up that triggers me, frightens me, or makes me think twice about my own divinity, That's an area for me that I need to look at immediately. And when I'm able to separate that out and look at that and go, yeah, that's not about me. That's about you and whatever you're going through. And I can have great compassion for that. However, I can't let you shoot me or spit on me or do all of these things that might let you believe that putting your foot into that little slipper and getting comfortable, that's a no-go. You're not going to be allowed to do that. That's a no-go because there's a certain standard. The age of Aquarius dictates we've gone to a new standard of expectation. That's why the world looks like it's falling apart. That's why 3D can look very scary to me, and why 5D, any dimension of me that is above the matrix understanding of this bullshit and the story, the narrative, the timeline, the conspiracy theory, the actual theory, the energetic theory, the science of it, the sacred of it, the whatever, I'm at a place where I really don't care. The right thing to do is the right thing to do, and that unfolds to me, not you. It unfolds to me what I need to do. And it may be similar to somebody else. However, it may look like something that other people don't understand and want to attack, want to kill, want to squash, want to shame, want to blame because of something that's missing in their own world. Name the boogeyman in your world, and if it comes up with my face, that's wrong, because when I look in my boogie world and I see a certain face out there, that's about me. Why am I responding with less than divinity to that face that's expressing itself to me and trying to define me based on how they see? That's a no-go. That's a good way to find yourself on the outskirts of wondering, what am I here for again? What am I doing? No, divinity is very clear. We get muddled, we get fuddled, and we befuddled, and we get completely ganked up and pushed in the wrong direction by listening to human faces. Human faces are all here struggling with the same exact thing. And we're all trying to figure out our divinity, the struggle of good and evil. Which way do we go? How do we do it? And how do we know? And the more that I plug into that, it's a solitary road for a reason, because we all have to find divinity on our own, in our own way. And we call that to us based on the vibration that we're putting out. So my vibration today, though annoyed and irritated and kind of, with whatever, just go on, move it on. I do understand, and I have great respect for and compassion for all of us as we continue to journey, bumbling along, some of us, and making some wild decisions, some of us. We're all doing what it is that we need to do, and the more that we isolate and separate out the behavior that just doesn't deserve a place in Age of Aquarius. It did deserve a place in the Age of Pisces, but we're not doing that anymore. We're going on, we're moving on, we're upgrading, and we're moving this along to something that is more embracing of everyone and their divinity, which is what we're called to be. So thank you very much, divinity, for explaining it to me, and hopefully explaining it to anybody else. Hopefully it's helpful, and if not, explaining it to me is huge, because I'm worth it all on my own to be able to understand and come to a place where I can reach healing, acceptance, and understand my own divinity, that I'm worth it to heal for me and to believe that I am free. So that's a beautiful place to be. And if I have to work hard every day to do that, then that's just what I have to do to overcome my human programming, to overcome my human symptoms, signs, things that trigger me, anything in my past, the PTSD that I carry, the trauma, the upbringing, the messages from everybody else besides spirit that define me as something less than everything that I can be. So how about, rather than listen to that, why don't I listen to divinity, which is explaining itself to me? So thank you very much, divinity, for setting me free. I am grateful. Yes, I am. Thank you, divinity.